Hi, Phil. Boy, was I excited when I learned that you guys at the LTA Movie Club were going to be covering Starship Troopers. I love this movie. This is a fantastic movie. I saw it opening weekend when it came out in 1997, and I've been an admirer ever since. One of the guys who did video response to you that I watched already said that this was kind of like a genre mashup between an action picture, a science fiction movie, and a love triangle. Well, I would say that it's a mashup, but I wouldn't say it's specifically a mashup of those genres. It's a mashup of a effects-driven blockbuster, big-budget effects-driven blockbuster, a political propaganda movie, and a cultural satire. Now, I'll explain what I mean by that. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that this society actually existed in the 24th century or whenever it takes place, okay? And that in this society, you're not a full-fledged citizen until you serve in the military. It's like a requirement by law. Oh, you can, still earn a living and have a family and all that, but it's so much easier, and you get so many more privileges if you serve in the military. It's military-driven culture, kind of like the Klingons or something. So then let's say that the government is all like, hey, we need to get more young people excited and joining up with the military because we really need a big, strong military. So let's have the Jerry Bruckheimer of the 24th century make a Top Gun-like movie to make the military, life in the military service look as exciting and glamorous and sexy and attractive and awesome as possible. And the result is, of course, Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers is the 24th century version of Top Gun, because when Top Gun came out, the enlistment of the Navy's shot right up. Everybody wanted to be a fighter pilot all of a sudden because Top Gun made it look so great. And that's exactly what 90210 in space is happening right here. Now, 90210, I say, because if you look at who's cast in this movie, the criticism of this, military-geared culture comes from the casting and from other subtle comic touches. It isn't a flat-out comedy, but it's got this kind of subversive streak going on right here. You've got Casper Van Dien, aka former guest star in 90210. You've got Dina Meyer, also former guest star in 90210. This is 90s 90210. Patrick Muldoon, also from 90210, I believe. Denise Richards, formerly of Melrose Place. Even the guy who played Casper Van Dien's dad in the movie went on to guest star in 90210 after the movie was made. And because they're sort of bland and sort of, don't have a really strong personality or just aren't all that interesting, at least a lot of the principal characters are, that's the director, Paul Verhoeven's way of sort of criticizing this society. You can draw a direct line, actually, between a lot of the major characters and their counterparts on classic 90210. Casper Van Dien is playing the Jason Priestley part. Denise Richards is playing the Jenny Garth part. Dina Meyer is playing the Vixen type. That's definitely the Tiffany Thiessen part. Jake Busey is playing a tall, blonde, kind of dumb guy. That's Steve Sanders, 100%. They've even got a guy in this movie. I don't know the name of the actor, but he's got dark hair and it's cropped very close to his head. He bears a very striking resemblance to Brian Austin Green, who also had a very close cropped haircut in that movie. So you've got the action, the spectacle. You've got this pro-propaganda, this pro sort of military society, rah-rah-rah patriotic attitude, and you've got this very, very sly satire going on here. The movie's funny, it's exciting, but it's also, there's a lot more going on with it than just, it's a really fun movie with guys, shooting and killing a whole bunch of bugs and a lot of space battles and stuff like that. Plus, of course, you've got the Would You Like to Know More segments, the kind of TV info segments or internet info segments. And those, of course, are borrowed from RoboCop, which is another film that Paul Verhoeven directed. I love this movie. It's fantastic. The funny part is that some of the actors don't seem to be in on the joke. Denise Richards and Casper Van Dien, they play their roles completely straight, whereas Doogie Howser, Neil Patrick Harris, and possibly Dina Meyer too, they seem to, have a little bit better awareness of what's going on. And Michael Ironside, of course, is also a Verhoeven veteran. He was the villain in Total Recall in. He's great in this movie. I don't know another white guy who has that deep of a voice, as deep as like Tony Todd or Michael Clark Duncan, man. Michael Ironside is awesome. So glad you guys decided to review this movie. I love this movie. Thanks for hosting it here, because more people should see it. Take it easy.